going on, guys? This is Clark Knives here with another video, and I'm sure y'all seen by the title of this video that we've got some pretty cool stuff to show off here, and this is going to be quite a long video, so go ahead and just buckle up, you know, and just get you some popcorn or drink or something. Get ready to watch this long old video because I got some pretty cool stuff to show off. And of course, I know that all of my supporters and subscribers just watch every last second of my videos, so just buckle up. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with this first knife here. This is a Case Mini Copper Lock. Let me go ahead and wipe the fingerprints off, because you already know these things are fingerprint magnets. And I have carried this a little bit. I got this during my honeymoon. Most of y'all know that I just recently got married. So yes, I just recently got married. But yes, I got this on my honeymoon. My lovely wife bought this for me at a Shepherd Hills Cutlery. So it's pretty cool. This was one of the Shepherd Hills Cutlery exclusives, and I've had one of these on my watch list from eBay for quite a while now, and they wanted a pretty penny for it. That's for dang sure. But since these are an exclusive to that store, you know, they were normal price at the store, so I went ahead and I wasn't gonna get it at first. I really wasn't, just because I've kind of weeded out all my Case knives. I don't have very many. I've just got very select few Case knives. I do like Case knives a lot. I don't hate them. I don't dislike them or anything. I really do like Case knives, but I've kind of just weeded them all out. Most of y'all know that I'm a pretty avid Great Eastern Cutlery guy, and I just never used my Case knives, so I've weeded all the ones out that I had to fellow people that I like, and stuff like that. You know, ask them if they wanted to buy it or anything like that, because of course I had to sell a whole bunch of knives to get a GEC. But anyways, that's besides the point. All right, so I did want this knife, and she was like, well, she's like, do you want it? And I said, yeah, but I don't know, you know, I didn't necessarily need it. But anyway, she ended up buying it for me, so of course I'm happy with it, of course. But this is I do believe that I have the box. I don't have it with me. It's actually in her car. Or else I would see what this bone's called. It's either dark red bone or just red bone. I can't remember to save my life. But this is in, as you can see, carbon steel. And this is one of the newer ones. This is a, let me see here. Is there any dots down here? Oh my goodness, I'm having a brain fart. Hang on. Okay, so this is a 23 model. This is a 23 model. But you can't really see the number, but it is 61749L. 61749L. And like I said, it's in carbon steel, so it'll get the Teeners. And this thing, I mean, it's just your typical Case knife. Just a little gap, you know, no big deal, and then the blade is hitting this side. But whatever, still works the same, still a great knife. A lot of people kind of complain about that, and I used to complain about it a little bit, but, you know, I mean, at this day and age, you get what you pay for. And this knife is still going to function and work perfectly, so I'm not complaining. It does lock up absolutely amazing, and I will tell you what, Case does that better than Great Eastern Cutlery does all day of the week. I've had a few lockbacks from Great Eastern Cutlery, and they've always got a little up to down wiggle and sometimes side to side. So I'll tell you, I'll give Case props to that. They do really good on their copper locks and stuff like that. And this is a mini, but I've never had a large, but I've always heard that the large ones have great lockup too. I've had about 3 of these, and all 3 of the ones I've had, they have always been very nice, very, very good lockup and everything like that. So, anyways, yeah, that is the Case knife. Case little mini copper lock. I really do like the mini copper locks. They're very cool. Just classy, old school piece, you know. All right, on to the next. I think I'm gonna save the best for last. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the tube. I've got 2 GECs for this video, 2. I did save all these knives just for this video. I've showed this GEC off on my Instagram and stuff like that. I don't think I've made a YouTube video. I did make a video on it, but I never posted it because, again, I tend to ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble, and then I'm over here, 15 minutes into a video and still haven't even gotten to the point. But this is a Great Eastern Cutlery number 861219. 86 is the pattern, 1 is the main blade, which is a clip. There's 2 blades, and it made in 2019. I have a question for all you GEC wizards out there and all, the GEC enthusiasts. This says antique gold herringbone. Richter Knives has one, and another fella I know on Instagram has one. And both of their tubes just say antique gold jig bone, I do believe, or autumn gold jig bone. Autumn gold jig bone. So what's the difference? I don't know what the difference is. They both look the identical same. They're both made in the same year. They both got the same blades, everything like that. So I'm a little confused. And even on the website, it doesn't show that there's a autumn gold jig bone. I'm pretty sure the antique gold herringbone is what's on the website, but there's not an autumn gold jig bone. But anyways, let me know on that. I would like to know. Please and thank you. I did get this from a really good buddy, Kent Smith. Thanks to him, he gave me a good little deal on it. I really appreciate that. I wanted it. I've always wanted one of these ever since I've seen Richter knives. I've always wanted one. And like I said, that other fella on Instagram grabbed one, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell a knife. I don't use this one as much as I would that one anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell this one and get this knife. Well, I told old Kent that I would like to have that knife, and he's like, well, I'll give you a price on it, and I like the price, so I went ahead and took it and went ahead and got it from him. And here she blows. It was a light user. As you can see, there's a little bit of patina on the back springs. Nothing crazy, though. The bolsters were fairly shiny, but I've been carrying this since I got it. It looked like a new in-tube knife, but there was just a couple aspects that you could tell that it was just a slight user. Like, the rainbows is my teener, but there was a couple little like carbon spots, like you can see on the back of the blade. It was just little stuff like this that you could tell it had been used a little bit. And then of course like the teener on the back springs and stuff, but it wasn't heavy use. I have got the rainbow spills, a whole bunch of tape from cutting things today. I need to clean that off, but there's a little teener check for you. The etch is pretty light, but yeah, this is the 86 pattern. I don't know what they're calling this. I don't know if they're just calling this a jackknife or what this is. Oil-filled jack, I do believe. Some of them are called oil-filled jacks, so I guess that's what this is. But anyways, you can see that etch there, Northfield unexcelled. It's very light. But one of my favorite things about this knives is the shield. Richter in his video stated that this was probably one of his favorite shields, and it's not my favorite, but I really love this shield. This is a great shield. I just like the big unexcelled. That's very cool, and it goes really well with this autumn chestnut, whatever you want to call this, bone, and then the jigging is very, very nice. This has got some great walk and talk to it. Probably about a 5.5, 6 pull. It's not very hard at all. Not very hard at all. But as far as size goes, a lot of people don't necessarily like the size of 86s. It is definitely a 4-finger knife, which I do like. I used to not be a big knife guy, but once I just kind of got over the fact, you know, and started using a bigger knife, I really did enjoy it. I like it a lot. Go ahead and show off the watch. But for size comparison, most of y'all know how big a mini copper lock is. And this thing, I don't know if y'all can see. Oops. This thing is, it's a, you know, a good amount bigger. This is probably the same size as like a case rail splitter. I've never had a rail splitter, but I've also heard people talk about this being close to the size of a rail splitter. So there you go. And then thickness wise, it's a thick boy. It's pretty big. And then I'll go ahead and show you the little secondary, which is the sheep's foot. Like I said, just a little bit of patina on the back of the blades there, and then, you know, just some peppering here and there. Nothing too crazy though. But yeah, I like getting a user anyways, because then it doesn't make me feel obligated to keep it clean or anything like that, or baby it. So there is my new GEC 86. For those of you wondering, I did sell my 38 for that. I really did like my 38, the Pruner, the John Chapman 38 Farmer's Jack. I think that's what it's called, Farmer Jack, something like that. But anyways, I really did like that a lot, but this was on my list higher than that knife, and I couldn't pass it up. I can always get another 38, but in my mind, I couldn't pass that up. So I went ahead and sold it. So, oh well. And then this last one is probably one of my new favorite knives. Of course, y'all know that my Great Eastern Cutlery 44 Buffalo Jack or Gunstock Jack, the one with the bullet on it, is going to be my all-time favorite forever. Y'all know that. But this is definitely my second favorite, and it's also a gunstock pattern knife. I got this as a wedding gift from a great friend of mine on Instagram named Peter, and I want to say his last name, but I think I'm going to butcher it. Peter Friedel, Peter Friedel. I'm so sorry whenever you hear that, if that is wrong, but he's a really great guy. I talk to him about knives quite often, and we just kind of chew the cud and everything like that and talk about everything. But he showed me this knife one day, and I was just blown away. Loved it. I thought it was really cool. And then he told me the cool little story behind it and everything like that. And then the other day, you know, we were talking. I think I was at my dad's house or something like that. And he said, hey, would you like me to send you this knife as a congratulations? And then he sent me, you know, just a couple to pick from. And he sent me some other really, really, really cool options. I like them a lot, but I just had to have this one. This one, it was, you know, I loved this one ever since he sent me a picture of it. So I was very happy about it. And again, thank you very much. It means the absolute world to me that I have friends like this and stuff like that. And so, Peter, thank you very much. I am very appreciative of you, brother. But this is the number 761213. 76 is a pattern, clip main blade, 2 blades, and it's made in 2013. So this is an old joker. I've got one other 2013 knife, and that's my 54. But this is in antique ivory jig bone. And, of course, y'all can see the little certificate down here. But this is number 13 out of 25. So let me go ahead and show y'all the art here. This is very cool art. I haven't seen anything like this, but this is the Western Outlaw gun stock. I don't think this is a jackknife, but this is a gun stock pattern. So they do make jack patterns of this knife. This is a moose pattern actually. So this would be like a gun stock moose, I guess. But they do make the clip and pin secondaries, so that makes them a jack. But anyways, Western Outlaw, classic 1095 carbon steel. Very cool tube art. I like that a lot. And then here's the certificate. Great Eastern Cutlery, certificate of authenticity. Of course, you've got your other stuff, your antique ivory jig bone. It was made May 2nd, 2013. And then, of course, it's number 13 out of 25. This is actually my first knife ever that has a certificate with it. And that is very low quantity. My 54, there was only 56 made, so I mean that's a pretty low quantity, but nothing like 25 ever made. But here y'all go. Look at this thing. Of course, you can see the little 13 there. This thing is absolutely awesome. I love this knife to death already, and I've literally had it for like 3 hours. I came on my lunch break to get this from the house and opened it, went back to work, finished up my shift, then come home and had to make a video because I couldn't wait. But anyways, you can see here the Titty shield. I do have another shield like this, so I'm kind of happy to have a second shield like this. It's kind of cool just to have another knife for the same one. But yeah, Titty shield. Of course, you can see it's got the brass pins and all this, brass liners. But this is antique ivory jig bone. Just look at that bone. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is ivory bone. It says it is. Ivory jig bone. I've never had ivory. It's very smooth, very nice. But it reminds me a lot of Case's amber jig bone. Like the older school amber jig bone where it wasn't so dark. But that jigging is just, oh, you can't beat that jigging. But anyways, let me go ahead and get into the blades. This is the same exact size as my 44, so it is on the little bit of a smaller size. I would say that this is a little bit bigger than like your medium Stockman. It's just this knife and my 44 are the absolute perfect sizes. Feels absolutely amazing in the hand, feels great in the pocket. Just, oh, it makes me so happy. Half stops, of course. Great walk and talk. Blade's too sharp for me to. Great walk and talk. Here is the main blade here. He did use it a little bit, so it's got just a little bit of teeners, you can see. That doesn't rub off, so probably from just light use. You can see that edge. That edge is very polished. It's a very nice edge. It's sharp. But there's a little edge, Western Outlaw with your little noose there. This is Titty Cutlery, made in USA. Great Eastern Cutlery, Titusville, Pennsylvania. Very nice clip. You can see the 1 of 25 etched on the blade. That'll be gone after a while. No blade wiggle, of course. That's par for the course with a GEC. And then the secondary blade is probably one of my, hang on, I'm not going to show you this blade yet. The secondary blade is probably one of my favorite blades by GEC. And I don't know why, this one just draws me real close. I like it a lot. It's a full-size blade, and it's a Spey blade. People are going to be in the comments, oh, Spey blade sucks, Spey blade, whatever. But I really, really like this Spey blade. It's just different because you've got this little swedge, little hump and a swedge right here on the spine, and that just makes it look so cool, especially on the knife. Just look at that. Is that not sweet? But this is, like I said, 76-1213, and then this is Titusville Ironworks. They don't put that on their knives anymore. I don't know when they stopped, but this is a 19, I do believe. Yeah, and they don't do it. I want to say they might have stopped in 16. I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. If you know, please let me know. But I want to say they might have stopped in 16, because I think I've had a 2016 and it said Great Eastern Cutlery, or I don't know. But anyways, yes, absolutely love it. You can see this blade's got a good bit of little teener on it. Almost looks like a coffee teener, if you know what I mean. Very nice. I mean, it looks really good. And of course, no gaps at all. But little size comparison for you. Let me go ahead and close this bad boy up. These knives are almost identically the same as far as length. And then of course, here's a little bit of a size comparison thickness wise. It's definitely a two-bladed knife. It feels wonderful in the hand though. This thing just amazes the crap out of me. I love this thing to death. This would be a great whittling knife, all kinds of stuff. And I really like how if you pull this thing out of your pocket, you've either got this, or if you turn it this way, you've also got a nail nick. So you've got a nail nick either way, you know, just in case you pull it out. You don't have to flip it over and do all this and that to get the knife open. I do like that a lot. But that concludes the video. I've been rambling for 21 minutes and 53, 54, 55 seconds. So I'm going to get off here. I'll let y'all go. I really appreciate everybody watching the video. Like I said, I'm just super, super happy with all these knives. They are amazing. I have an amazing wife and a bunch of amazing friends. So thank y'all very much. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I might be doing a entire collection video here soon. I'm not very sure. It won't be very long because I don't have just a whole bunch of knives anymore, but be on the lookout for that probably. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.